You're telling me we shouldn't find solace in the Kardashians?
I have a limit.
You're not keeping up?
No.
You're not keeping up?
I like how you said it.
With Kim?
You're not keeping up? Like, you're not keeping up? Like, you should have done like a little hair wave. Like, you're not keeping up? Like, oh my gosh.
The beard would start going away. Yeah. Welcome back to another great episode of Left Footers with Father Harrison Ayre. And today we are drinking and we'll talk about Breaking Bad.
Breaking Bad.
I have watched it up until the last two episodes. I need to finish it, so don't spoil everything just yet.
Gosh.
But I know.
How? You're so late in the game.
Get off the toilet! Get off the toilet!
Why
Sorry.
do you like Breaking Bad?
It's the greatest television show of all time.
That
is my statement. There's my controversy for the day.
I already hear the people writing and forming comments.
All your Twitter followers?
All the
All three of them?
commenters. All three of them so far, yes.
For me, it's kind of like a modern retelling of Macbeth.
Okay.
The slow but deliberate descent into evil. You have a man named Walter White who is, by day, a chemistry teacher, by night, meth maker. It's really a show about moral consequence. And
Really?
when you hear Vince Gilligan give interviews, this is what he was really tired of all the procedural dramas that show actions with no consequence. There's a murdered guy on the scene, but we go off to the next thing, and there's no what are the consequences of this? He really understands the idea of moral causation, that your actions have an effect on the world, and kind of tried to implement that with the show. Like the first season, I think really brings it out. The first two seasons are really his moral quandary about whether he should be pursuing this life or not. I'm trying to not ruin it either.
Yes,
so I'm
please,
trying to.
please don't.
Because Father Roger hasn't seen the last two episodes.
Not the
I
last
can't
two
believe
episodes,
this.
I know.
Do you remember the scene in the first season where they have 8-Ball, the drug dealer, in the basement?
Yeah.
It's very understanding.
Whatever, man. I just want to go home.
And he goes upstairs and he does a pause. He does like a kind of like a nation discernment.
Okay.
Right? What are the negatives of killing this guy? Because they've decided to kill him, but they can't quite bring themselves to it. And what are the positives to it? And the negatives, he's got this whole list of reasons. Like, I want to use this with like a youth group one day because I think it actually does a really good job of showing what moral distress can look like and what moral discernment can actually look like. It's immoral. It's against the 10 Commandments. It's against what the Bible teaches. He's got all these good objective moral reasons to not kill this guy. He's a human being who's worthy to life because he's done nothing wrong, etc. Just this whole list. Then on the right side, the positive reasons. There's just one. He might kill my family.
The moment I do, are you gonna stick me with that broken piece of plate?
He almost lets him go. He was like this close until he realizes that that the guy took, when the plate broke, he took a piece to stab him with. And that's what drew him to finally pull the plug. But it was a pragmatic decision. It wasn't a moral decision.
So
And this
to
is-
paraphrase Jesse. Moral theology.
Yeah, Mr. White! Yes, science!
And I mean, that's the other cool thing about the show is you actually have people who you would think at the start of the show, they're at two opposite ends. They cross. Jesse's trying to find redemption. He sees in Walter the consequences of his actions, and he doesn't like it. He wants to change his life. He keeps on getting sucked back in because of his choices, but he chooses to go forward into moral evil, and that's when you see the real decline.
I am not in danger, Skylar. I am the danger. A guy opens his door and gets shot, and you think that of me? No. I am the one who knocks.
So have you heard of the theory that Breaking Bad is a prequel to...
Malcolm in the Middle?
No.
Oh.
Walking Dead.
No, I've heard the one about Malcolm in the Middle.
Oh, I heard about the Walking Dead one.
Oh.
What's
Explain yours.
Better Call Saul? Is it a sequel?
It's a prequel.
It's a prequel.
Yes.
Okay.
It's a prequel.
Oh.
It's like a prequel to the prequel of Walking Dead.
Okay, I guess. I heard that,
Okay.
there's some connections, some Easter eggs in Walking Dead with the blue crystal that is found in some scenes, and that this is what caused the zombie outbreak in that world.
Interesting.
And I think, if I'm not mistaken, both were produced by AMC.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there you go.
Oh,
it's all connected, man.
See, I've heard Malcolm in the Middle because Bryan Cranston. Have you seen Malcolm in the Middle?
Yes. Yeah.
I need someone to take the fall.
What did you do?
I can't tell you. Yes or no, no questions asked.
Bryan Cranston is the dad in Malcolm in the Middle. So just before the show ends, we see that Walter White goes out in hiding. And so the theory that fans were kind of establishing was before the final 2 episodes are kind of aired, that he goes out into hiding, creates a new identity, gets and marries this woman and starts Malcolm in the Middle.
And you feel that Malcolm in the Middle is better than Seinfeld? Are you an anti-dentite?
No, I'm not. No,
I think you're an anti-dentite.
I'm not an anti-dentite.
I am not an anti-dentite. You're a rabid anti-dentite.
Maybe Bryan Cranston just gave a shot to dentistry before he became a high school teacher.
So you think that's the prequel's
because
prequel?
he's younger there.
He is younger. Tries to be Jewish for a little bit. Doesn't really work out for him either.
Did you hear the one about the rabbi and the farmer's daughter? Huh? Those aren't matzo balls. What?
Tim, do you think you should be making jokes like that?
Why not? I'm Jewish, remember?
I've had some people say, "Oh, you shouldn't watch that show. It's too crude." I'm like, "Well, have you read Macbeth?" They said, "Yeah." I'm like, "Well, then what's your problem?" This is exactly the same
Exactly.
themes.
Regicide.
Yeah.
No one cares about the kings anymore.
Exactly.
So,
Exactly.
Yep.
Game of Thrones, I feel different about.
Oh?
Have you seen Game of Thrones?
Oh, I've caught up, and I'm waiting until the last season.
I gave up after 1 season.
Because of the nihilism?
Yes.
I have a point that it isn't...
He read my mind.
It's not nihilism in the sense that nothing matters. It's sort of like us trying to make sense of some kind of alien artifact.
Yeah.
We don't know exactly how it works. We can maybe get it to work somehow.
Yeah.
This is what the post sort of Christian
Right.
writers do. They get, what we had.
And I agree with that. I kind of agree with that, actually, in many ways. I have to pull in Dark Knight because I just can't help myself.
Yeah, whatever.
Because that's the whole point of Dark Knight. It pushes myth to its boundaries and says this is insufficient to answer our problems, right?
This city just showed you that it's full of people ready to believe in good.
What happens in Dark Knight? Batman has to say, I killed Harvey Dent. Everyone's like, but he has to be a redeemer. I'm like, no, this is myth. This is myth. He's saying, myth says we are searching for an ultimate redemption, but we can't find it in ourselves, so we have to create a lie to build ourselves around. Like, this is what myth is all about. Like, that's why I love the Dark Knight trilogy.
But Father Harrison, you merely adopted the myth. I was born in the myth.
Yes. I have too much beer to do it.
Do you know what happens to your body without fiber?
That's why I like stuff like Breaking Bad and Dark Knight, because I think they push myth to its boundary and get you asking, but there has to be something more.
Yeah.
This is why it's good for priests to watch TV and movies. And like, I don't.
Or tell me.
Well, like because I might not like all this stuff like Marvel and Avengers, but I think it's important to see it because it tells me if it's attracting people, there's something in the story that's attractive. I think that's why Game of Thrones is actually popular, because of its nihilism. Because deep down, that's what people feel. They see that in politics. They see that in social governance. They see that in NGOs and everything. It's all about power plays and gaining of power. But so
Hegel.
Martin undermines all. Schlegel.
Gotcha. Please go on.
There's nothing nature couldn't teach about the raising of the wrist. Socrates himself was permanently pissed.
Heidegger was a boogie bigger. I'm forgetting half the lyrics right now, sorry. But
just like PBS of old, please continue to support us with your views